Harvey Scolnick is a retired U.S. FAA controller. Mr. Scolnick, thank you for your time this afternoon. You heard that video, I'm sure, and I know you heard the presser today by the NTSB. It's not fair to ask you what you think happened here. Clearly, we don't have enough information, but give me your reaction to what you have seen and heard so far.
Well, first of all, it's very disturbing. This controller, I cannot believe that he lost focus for a moment, because he knew that he had an airplane landing. He knew that he had everything under control with the trucks coming out runway Delta, but weren't cleared to cross the runway yet. Seemed to get involved with something else on the other side of the airport, which was an emergency, not an aircraft that was on any active runway, but was looking for a gate and was complaining about fumes and people getting sick. And when that truck in the middle of all of that, fire truck, called for clearance to cross the runway in a moment of losing focus, and I cannot understand how no one knows why these things happen sometimes, but he cleared the truck to cross. And I'm sure as soon as he did it, obviously he realized what had happened, and it was too late at that point.
By the way, when you hear that audio and he goes, stop, I would thought at that point, if you're again, I'm just speculating here, you're the person in that truck, you would stop immediately. That truck never stopped. Why?
Hard to say. I mean, it could be pretty noisy in there when you're moving across the runway. The runway could have been grooved, and when your tires come across a grooved runway, sometimes you hear that vibration. Mm-hmm. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only guess along with everybody else.
It is, of course, very telling at the end of that. We didn't play it this time, but I think people have heard it now, where he simply goes, after realizing what has happened, I messed up.
Oh, my goodness. But here's the other thing that he did. After all of it happened, after his heart must have been somewhere below his stomach, knowing that he did something that caused fatalities, or likely caused fatalities, he kept working. He kept doing what he had to do to complete his job. He sent an airplane around. He moved other airplanes around. He kept working. I have to give that controller some kudos for not losing it after that, what he said manifested itself in such a way.
If I can ask you as well, we heard today in that presser from the NTSB this idea there was no transponder on that truck. How significant is that?
So I hear a lot of people talking about that. In my opinion, not at all. Because even if he had the transponder, the truck was going where it was supposed to go. It wasn't going to cross the runway until that controller said cross. So the controller knew about the landing airplane. He knew about the truck. Those transponders are to remind you where the position of where things are. He knew where they were. Even if he couldn't see anything, he knew where they were. The fact that when that truck called for permission to cross, he gave the instruction.
I'd heard.
So I really think they're making too much of the transponder. Yeah.
What is that ASDX or whatever that Jennifer was talking about today as well? Do you know?
So that's ground radar that the controllers have in the tower, that they can actually see airplanes moving across runways and taxiways. Because sometimes when you're in a tower, you might be in the clouds and can't see anything on the ground. Right. That ASD allows you to actually give instructions and know where everything is, as long as the airplanes have transponders and the vehicles have transponders.
I would just ask you as a final question, because we got to go. How do you think, and how long do you think it will take before we have a final determination as to what happened and who's at fault here?
Well, I think it's going to be a year. Most of those investigations are a year. They let things out piece by piece, but I think it's not hard to say who's at fault. But there's a lot of causal factors that maybe the NTSB will have recommendations on how to prevent something like this from happening again.
Mr. Scolnick, very much appreciate your time. Thank you so much.